Fingerstyle 101. We're going to start with Dust in the Wind, and here's your pattern. Got it? Those are the strings, and top. When you're looking at tab, you're looking at the strings upside down. So this is your high E string on top here. Here's your B string. Here's your low E string at the bottom. Notice the space. We're going to have a space in the rhythm. So it's going to be ya, doom, dum, boom, bum, boom, dum, bum, boom, dum, boom, bum, boom, boom. And what we're going to do is we're going to follow the classical rule, which says use the thumb for these two strings, A and D, and then use these two for their designated strings. Pointer finger on G, middle finger on B. Ba, doom, down, doom, down, doom, down. Again, thumb and middle strike your A and B strings at the same time. Then we do the middle two strings separately. So that's thumb, index. Your rhythm, again, there's going to be a space there, and that's all. Could be notated two different ways. Ta, ti, 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 ti. Rochester, Minnesota. Or we can do it in eighth, followed by 6/16. Tennessee, Chattanooga. However, but note there's a space there, and everything else is just squished together. Dust in the Wind, really slow. We're starting with the C chord. Again, thumb on A, middle finger on the B string. Middle two separately, thumb and index. And then these two separately. Again, middle two separately. Put them together with that space after the first strike. It sounds like this. This is the foundation for almost every fingerstyle exercise. Again, really slow. And what you have is the thumb doing this alternating. And do it over and over slowly with the correct fingering. Always use the correct fingering, otherwise it's going to take you forever to get it if you keep changing up the fingers. Kind of like piano. Slowly speed it up and then get it to the point where you don't even have to think about it. You have the muscle memory, your hand just does it automatically. Okay, Dust in the Wind, I'm not going to take 5 minutes to show it to you. Here's the intro. C major 7, which means you let go of the index finger. C add 2, throw the pinky down, end it on C. Next line, A sus2, 2 fingers, A sus4 with the pinky, A minor, end with A sus2. Third line, start with C add 2. Some people call it add 9, they're the same note. Pinky to C major 7, lift up the index, end on the C add 2 or C add 9. Final line is A minor, A sus2, A sus4 with the pinky, A minor. Quickly, that sounds like this. etc. And then notice I said at the bottom, keep the middle finger in the same spot the whole time. That's your anchor. Two more things from part one here. We're going to take that regular dust in the wind style, and we're going to start moving the thumb to a couple different strings. Alright, you can do this if you don't want to work the left hand too hard. Go to a D minor. Now here we break the rule and we just shift everything down a string. So we're breaking the classical rule. So notice there I'm using the thumb for the G string, and I'm only using these two fingers, even though I'm hitting the E string, which we designated, right, ring finger. And again, why you do that is because if you're doing this, it's pointless to change all of your fingering around when you go to another chord. So just shift everything down a string. Okay, so with the D minor you don't have to do any switching of fingers on this hand. You can do it with a D. You can do it with any chord. We'll switch it around for the E. Back to C. Now let's add another finger and another string. Here's Dust in the Wind. Got that? We're going to do the alternating bass thing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take that Dust in the Wind pattern. First half will be the same, but instead of repeating the A and B strings here, we're going to hit these E strings on the end. Ya, boom, boom, E, E, ya, da. Middle strings, and we're going to do that with that alternating C to C over G. Did you catch that? E, E, middle. Two ways you can do that. You can just use these fingers, middle, or you can follow the classical rule and start incorporating the ring finger on that high E string. So an exercise I'll show you really quickly here. And this is really, it sounds really impressive, but it's simple, and we'll go into it in part two. Moving up the neck, A minor 7. We're going to use those chords, and we're going to use that right hand fingerstyle that I just showed you, twice on each. Go to part two to learn how to do that. But practice.